Welcome back. It's Joaquina Carter from WaquinaCarter.com.
Boom, ba boom ba. Boom, ba boom ba. Boom, boom, boom ba boom ba. Boom, ba boom ba.
So thank you for watching. This is She Speaks, a lifestyle blog series where I just give tips to really help people out, because if you're like me, we're kind of just winging it in life. So as I learn things, I just want to share that wisdom and information with others so you can avoid some of the stumbling blocks that I have had to deal with. If you like this, check out WaquinaCarter.com, which is my entire website. It has a blog portion with a B that really talks about my experience. And so if you look at the website, it gives you an opportunity to see the full picture. My experience, my advice, everything. So today I want to talk about collective care. In last week's video, we talked about self-care, which is so important because even if you're in the midst of a great community of people who love you, sometimes people get busy. Sometimes your best friends are too busy to answer your calls, or maybe your parents don't really know what type of advice to give you in certain situations, and it's really important to know how to pour into yourself. But that is not in reaction to being in unhealthy relationships. And that's why I want to make a video about collective care, because it is equally important for everyone to care for each other. With collective care, it's really important to be aware of the people around you and what they're going through and what they're not telling you. If you see things as like, she's been really moody lately and that's not in her personality, to see what's really going on. And that doesn't require you being nosy in her life. That just requires you saying, here's a safe space that if you want to talk to me, you can talk about it. Or, I just want you to know that I support you, whatever you're going through. Just always leaving the door open for people to really share with one another. It's so important to create communities that create conversations, because we learn and grow from each other's testimonies, and just people just being in connection with each other, telling each other their stories is like, that could inspire the next person to keep going. Maybe there's someone who's going through what you have gone through and could really be inspired and touched by your story. There has been people that's come up to me that I didn't even directly speak to. They just happened to be in the room while I was telling pieces of my own story, and they were like, when you said that really touched me, because I didn't know that you were going through the same thing I'm going through. And so it really encouraged them. And so it's really important to be open to meeting new people and to experiencing a loving community. As we really grow, we feed off of each other. We feed off of each other's energy. We feed off of each other's support and encouragement. And that's why when a friend stabs you in the back, it hurts so much, because we're not meant to live in this broken world with broken connections and broken communities. God places here to be one with each other. Community is important because of testimony. Community is important because of growth. There are people that place romantic relationships on this pedestal, and they think that once they get into this relationship, they can just neglect all their friendships. Then that relationship hit bumpy roads, and they realize, I don't have anybody to talk to when I can't talk to my significant other. And that's why it's so important to build up your friendships and to constantly pour into your friendships and to grow them. And I know so many people who reach a certain age and they're like, I don't have any friends, everyone's so fake, blah blah blah. Like, you might not have any friends because you didn't take the time to pour into the ones that you had. Like, friendships are not going to sustain on their own. Now, there are those friends that you can go years without talking to, and you meet and it's still the same. Cool, that's good. But what about day-to-day interactions? Somebody that you don't have to tell an emotional breakdown to. You just want to laugh and have fun with. You just want to escape, harsh realities with. You just want to cry with. Whatever it is, you just want to experience life with. That doesn't only happen with a romantic partner. That happens with everyone who comes in and out of your life. And it would do you so much justice to really pay attention to those people, to really pour into those people, to really see what they have to say, to listen to what they have to say, to observe them, to watch them, to grow from them, to encourage them, to be encouraged by them, to allow people to pour into you. Because that's another thing, part the flip side of that coin is really being in a place where you're open to people pouring back into you, and you're open to telling them your story and seeing and hearing their advice about it, and hearing what they have to say, and hearing their constructive criticism, and to receive their love, and to really allow them to be a part of your story. Let's join in and really be a part of each other's stories. Let's really connect with one another. I think that is so important.
Boom, ba boom ba. Boom, ba boom ba.
Tip number 1 would be to be open and be transparent. Be willing to share your story, because no one's going to share their story to someone who's closed off. You don't have to tell people all your business. Tell them what you're comfortable telling them. So it's really about helping yourself. And even when it comes to being sad and experiencing depression or something like that, if you really are open with telling people what's going on, that gives them an opportunity to learn you and to learn some of your triggers, some things that you can't even recognize, that they can notice that, okay, you start to go on a downhill slope every time XYZ happens. And so maybe you need to just look out for that trigger, or they can say, okay, she's starting to isolate herself again. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe I need to care for her. So being open and transparent really opens the door for people to really love on you more. And it opens the door for them to trust you more. And it opens the door for them to pour into you more. And so it's really about helping yourself more than it is, you know, telling all your dirty laundry to people. Tip number 2 is to be open to meeting new people. I can't tell you how many people I've met that they're just like, I don't like meeting new people. They're really closed off when it comes to people they don't know. It's just really being open to new people, because you never know how someone can impact you. There has been so many people that I have random conversations with, and like by the end of the conversation, I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad I talked to them. Something about them spoke to me. Something about them inspired me. Something about them pushed me. Something about them just ignited this flame inside of me. So really being open to meeting new people and experiencing new things. And I guess advice tip number 3 is to be intentional with pouring into the people around you. Be intentional with asking people, how are you doing? How was your day? And don't expect to just, oh, it was good. Oh, it was great. Expect there to be, this is what happened. This is how I felt. This is how I reacted. And now this is why I'm lost. And to pour into them in that moment. And if they start off with, oh, it was good, what made it good? What were the 3 highlights? You know, really dive in and ask more. Don't be nosy or pushy, but really have a genuine desire to know how they're doing. And if somebody tells you, you know, I'm really having a tough time, I just find myself frustrated all the time, you know, whatever, be intentional with actually praying for them. Don't say, I'm gonna pray for you, and then you don't ever say a single prayer. What'd that do? What did that do? Actually pray for them. Include them in your prayers. Like, pour into them even when they don't know you are pouring into them. That is the key. Be intentional with fostering and growing those relationships. Thank you for watching for another week. I appreciate your support. Please, 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 if you like these videos, please share them on Facebook, on Instagram, on any type of social media you might have. If you have a YouTube account, please subscribe and please like the video. I really appreciate all your support. If you have an Instagram account, please follow me on Instagram at Wakina She. I promise I'll follow you back. If not immediately, within the next few days, I will follow you back. So don't worry about that. Once again, thank you for watching. Please tune in next week, this same time on Sunday, for another episode of She Speaks. So be blessed.
Boom, ba boom ba. Boom, ba boom ba.